Hi everyone, this is Ruhi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna be reviewing a beauty blender. This is the first time I'm reviewing a beauty blender on my channel because it was so good. I just had to review it. This is by Atul Chauhan. It is made by Atul Chauhan. It's his brand and I cannot wait to tell you how it actually performed. Now, beauty blender is something that every makeup artist, every person who is a makeup lover, everyone who uses makeup on face, be it just concealer or just a BB cream, you would need a blender, beauty blender for you someday or the other. And we always look for a good beauty blender in the market. I have used so many beauty blenders like Bloom Co, Pack. All of them are good, but this beauty blender by Atul Chauhan, this has to be the most outstanding beauty blender I have used until now. Now without any further ado, let's jump into the detailed review of this blender. So if you want this blender, it's available on his Instagram page. If you message him on his Instagram handle, they'll get back to you, or they'll give you a number with which you can contact them to get a beauty blender. I got two beauty blenders for rupees 1000. This will be the damp beauty blender that I have already used on my face today. You can see how soft it is. It's like velvet if you ask me, because it somehow all of us would have stopped using velvet clothes and velvet stuffs, but this reminds me of the velvet that I have used in my childhood before. This is so soft, I cannot even tell you. It's the softest blender I have ever used. Now this is the damp one. It's quite dirty because I've just used, and this is the new one. This is dry, it's not damp. It's equally soft, but this is a little more soft because it's damp, obviously. This is also soft, and it's quite small, and this is the size of the blenders. When a beauty blender is damp, it turns a little more big, and damp does not mean water coming out of the blender. It's like you have to dry the blender completely. You have to run the blender under the water for about 10-15 times, squeeze it repeatedly, and then the blender size would be the damp beauty blender size that you would need. Also, you have to always use the blender damp, you cannot use it dry. And let me show you the packaging of this one. Both these blenders came in this beautiful box where it's written in gold, kind of embossed, I can say, a little bit on the hard cardboard packaging. And it's written Atul Chauhan Makeovers Bridal Makeup Studio and Academy, and this is how the box is like. And these are the two blenders that came in the same box. Now what Atul sir has written about this blender, how to use it: wet your blender under water, make sure it gets fully soaked, place blender in a towel, and with soft hands squeeze out the excess water. That's how you have to use a blender. There should not be even a drop of water that should be dripping from your blender. Pour a small amount of liquid foundation onto the back of your hand, dip the rounded end of the sponge into the product, and gently dab it on your face until your foundation is completely blended. Now what sir says, he asks to keep the foundation, we all take a pump or two pumps of foundation at the back of hand. It depends on your preference. I like putting it as dots on my face because I find it difficult to blend, but it's actually one way easier if you put the foundation here, take the blender and dip the back side, the round side of the blender, and then dab it on your face. Now this blender, one thing that I have noticed with this blender that I'm going to tell you guys is, whatever I blended, I created my entire base today with this blender only, except my eye makeup. Everything that I have used on my face is with this blender. And I was shocked to find that when I have used a cream product on my face, this one actually, the blender actually helped every product sink into my skin like it has never been done before. I have used good brushes, I have used good blenders, but never ever this feeling that the product just sinks into skin, like you know, the flat kabuki brushes that we get in the market, where there are natural hair on the brushes at the top, which actually helps the foundation sink into your skin. And we actually love the way it does, but this one was acted better than that. My product sinked into my skin, blended seamlessly, and I had that dewy base on its own. My face was completely dewy, and you know, it looked like, it looked very natural, it looked very natural, glowy, and it didn't look like I'm using a lot of foundation or concealer or a lot of products. I have powdered my face with this one, I have used this to blend my foundation and concealer. Everything got blended into my skin very, very, very seamlessly. And if you ask me, it's kind of very affordable blender that is available in the market. 500 rupees that I paid for one blender, I think is just, it's worth every penny that I have paid. It's hands down the best beauty blender in the market. I was trying to find any YouTube video about this blender if someone would have made. I saw there was no video at all, and I was shocked to see that why nobody is talking about this when it's so good. Why so good? Like, every product that I have used on my skin just looks airbrushed. Now you guys are gonna see in the later part of this video how I blended everything on my base, including the powder products, and how it went. Now if you ask me that if I'm gonna repurchase it, I'm going to restock this at least 2-3 more, because I so much love this one. And being a makeup artist or being a makeup lover, I really need a good blender which actually would melt my product with effortlessly and also absorb less product, which is again the biggest part. I found that this does not absorb much of product, it barely absorbs any product actually, which is the best part. Now let's see how the use of this blender in creating my entire base went for me. So first I'm going to start by using a foundation, a creamy based foundation on my face, and this is the most creamy foundation and the most thick foundation that I have, so one of the best things to test the blender. I'm just going to put it in dots on my face. It's a tad bit dark for me, but I think with the concealer and all it will be fine. Now let's blend it with the blender. This is a damp blender that I have taken. It's in its full size and super soft. Now we are going to blend the foundation with this one, with the round end of the blender. That's how you should be doing. Can you see this? This foundation is blended into my skin so well with this blender. It just helped the foundation sink into my skin so well that I have the dewy effect, like, you know, the foundation is properly synced into skin, and the tool or the blender or the brush that you're using to blend your foundation plays a very, very big role. Because if your brush or your blender is not working properly, then you're seriously gonna welcome cakey skin in 30 minutes maybe, and this one does its job right. It's so soft on skin. I really feel like touching it over and over again because it's super duper soft. Now we are going to move ahead with concealer, and we're going to use it for under eyes, on eyelids, Let's test the blender for concealer. Now I'm gonna be contouring my face, and I'm gonna cream contour, and to blend that I'm also gonna be using this blender. It gave a soft blend to my contour thing that I have applied. Okay, this one has to be the softest blender for skin. I can bet on this now. Let's do some cream highlighting, shall we? For my nose bridge, forehead, under eye area, Cupid's bow, and chin. Alright, so I have been cream highlighting and cream contouring my face using foundation and a lot of blenders for makeup, but this one I don't know what magic happens. It just, the product is just melting into my skin like it's not even an artificial product or a third product that I'm using on my skin. It's like my skin, it's like some product, some byproduct of my skin is trying to get into my skin. That is what I'm feeling about this, and that is why this dewy effect that you see on my skin. Do you see how all of this looks so very blended? I love this. I am truly in love with this one. Now we are going to be testing the blender for applying powder, for powdering my face. See the difference when I apply this compact powder with my brush, with my the sponge that comes with the compact powder, but with this one it looks like airbrushed, and I'm not even exaggerating. Let's do some powder contouring with this blender. It just melted, the contour powder just melted into my skin. I don't know, I should be telling this again and again, or I don't know how is this. I created this full face without any brush, with only this blender. Now I'm going to be applying blush with the same blender. Now time for some highlighter. If I have covered the entire face, my entire base, then why skip highlighter, isn't it? So let's see how this goes. I could not help but say that my entire face, with the same makeup that I use almost every time that I shoot or do create looks, but this time my entire face looks airbrushed. without any extra effort, only this one blender blended everything into my skin. It actually makes my skin look so dewy naturally, and it looks natural, you know, the natural glow, the natural sheen you have to your face, and it doesn't look like I have loads of makeup on my face. This one has to be there in my vanity forever. Highly recommended, hands down the best beauty blender available in Indian market. Now I'm gonna do my full face and get back in a moment. So if you ask me, this beauty blender is just a piece of magic, guys. You really gotta give this a try. I'm gonna leave link to his page, Instagram page, in the description box below. Please go ping him, please go check it out. If you're not following him yet, please go follow him. He is the ace makeup artist of India, unbeatable, the best, the king of makeup. So that was all for my short review on Atul Chauhan'S beauty blender. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give my video a big fat thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such content. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.